All right, guys. So now we're live here for the first time with a really good friend of us,
Old
legend.
friend. You consider old friend.
No, experienced friend.
Here's friend.
Yeah, one of the nicest guys that I have ever seen in my life in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu community.
Oh my God.
This guy,
This guy's mine.
this guy has no words to describe what this person means to me. Probably he does not know, but I learned a lot with him. The time that I had a chance to train with him on Carson Gracie, and after Carson Gracie too, when Murilo Buscamantes and Bolão they did the team. And by that time, Liborio, together with Murilo, they were like, and with Zé Mário Sperry, they were like the three pillars, maybe.
Pillars.
Yeah, that
The leaders.
the leaders of the team, and well, it's
The
such.
BTT at a time, right?
Yeah, that's it, and then became BTT. Before it was Rio Jiu-Jitsu,
Jiu-Jitsu club.
Yes, that's it.
Jiu-Jitsu club.
It's
right?
a small space with 65 crazy guys trying to kill each other every day in a space that was what was maybe able to have like 15, and we used to put like 16 55 guys training.
People talk about no air conditioner, right?
Man.
No mats, appropriate mats is a canvas.
Real life, right? Real life.
Yeah.
No Nutella Jiu-Jitsu.
It's funny.
Gosh, man.
It's funny that kind of, nowadays everything is so nice. The mats are nice. The gis are nice. Rash guards with tattoos on it. Everything is so fancy. So
people don't know what we suffered, and especially you that came a little bit before.
Canvas mat.
What you guys passed through to be now with this whole, and also the Gracie family that we have always to be very thankful. Yeah, and that's it, Liborio. So
there's people before. There was people way before me, because that's the generation we're the previous generation from you guys.
Yes,
but there's before me. There was not just the Gracies itself. There's a bunch of Carson Gracie students, guys like my idols when I grow up, man. It was my idol when I grow up was Pinduca and Peixotinho especially.
Peixotinho was amazing.
I started doing jiu-jitsu with 83. In 83, 84, I was 16 years old, 15 years old. And I remember, man, seeing some of the best trains there, and Peixotinho and Cássio Cardoso, which is another guy too that, we don't hear much about that, but this guy was a stud, And there was my generation of guys that even if I was younger than those guys, 2-3 years. So Marcelo do Estrada, you remember Marcelo do Estrada? Bolão, 100% Bolão. I live with Bolão. Marcelo, me, Bolão, and Rubens, we live in Copacabana together.
Yeah, I know that. I went there. I saw that.
You probably went there many times, Marcelo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Marcel. Marcel, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that Marcel, correct if I'm wrong, but Marcel is one of the only guys in Carson Gracie that he reached the black belt with no loss in his career, right? He never lost not even a fight, I think so.
Yeah. There was we talking Marcelo Duque Estrada, huh?
Yes, Marcelo Duque Estrada.
Yeah, he's a judge in Brazil.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, he's a judge. But Cícero was I remember when he when he actually went to school. I remember we're young. We grew up together, teenagers. And I remember when he actually got admitted in the school of going to law school, and after that, they passed into the whole process of being a judge that you have to quarantine on doing so much study to pass on the test. And that's one of my best friends until today. This is really one of my best friends.
Nice. Yes, and he had a heart surgery, and then he came back and he's training hard again.
And more than that, he got a genetic, condition that if it wasn't for the sport itself, he would be dead.
Oh.
You know that, right? If he wasn't because he was an athlete his whole life, he would be dead.
Yes.
It was just a matter of time, and if it wasn't for sports itself or jiu-jitsu itself, jiu-jitsu saves life.
Yes, a lot.
Literally.
Literally.
He didn't even know what he had it.
And we can never forget, Liborio, about Murilo too. Murilo, together with you and with those guys, you guys were, I can't describe how grateful I am and how grateful, thank God, that they put me in the line that I met you guys when I was a kid, 18, 19 years old, and I had the chance to be with you guys.
We were to get a generation like you guys. See, I remember pretty well. That's the generation right after us. Well, there was one generation is in between, but that's the same age. Was Paulo Filho and Arona. That's the generation that's younger guy that came. Matraca, Shark, you know, and
Marcel Ferreira,
Shu, Marcel Ferreira,
Guerrinha, Bruno Guerrinha.
This is the generation that was Vitor Doria.
Oh yeah,
right? Barropinha,
Aron.
Vinicinho. That's the generation that was kind of, man. We're really well, put.
Yeah.
Right after the generation that our generation got the golden times of jiu-jitsu.
And I remember, Liborio, I keep saying to my students, you're going to see a question here that my student did to you in a couple of minutes. And I remember that I keep saying to my students that if you were able to compete by custom ratio by that time, if you were able to pass through the elimination, inside the qualifying inside the custom ratio school, you had 99% chance to be
national title already.
Yeah, because
100%.
Yeah, because just to be representing custom racing in a tournament, you it's not only go there, pay the fee for the tournament and go like you do nowadays. You used to have a qualifying before, and man, I remember it was on Saturday and Sunday. It was like 200 people inside the net. It's screaming, and it was crazy.
It was crazy. It's a real competition. The people were killing each other. That was
Yeah, the competition started before, much before the tournament.
Well, there's so many great memories, guys. Really good stories. So many.
Liborio, I have here one doubt here, question actually, and I think you are one of the best guys we can talk, about it. So, we have here a really nice group here, right? Family. We're open for less than 3 years now, but there are many people that they are here not to win nothing. They just want to train here. So, what do you can tell people that they want to join just for train, but they don't want to fight. They want to go out and then test themselves. They just want to be part of it.
Well, it is, and the light that everything is happening right now, guys. This is the perfect example of how our community is getting together. When I say community, is how important to be part of something, to be part of a community, for even situations like that. People thinking about martial arts. Let's put the practical position of the martial arts itself. Come on. Number one is this. By IBJJF, statistically, 3%, only 3% of people that trains compete. 97% don't compete. 97% is doing this for different reasons.
Number, right?
Yeah. There's three reasons that you're doing this. Number one is, or you want to look good, or you want to feel good, or both. That's one of the main reasons why you're doing this.
Correct.
Now, be part of something like the sport, and the sport's it's part of our culture to host and welcome people pretty well, and it's I'm telling you this right now, and I'm involved in a couple projects inside the university to actually come out with researches. And one of the main researches that we have a class every week of six majors in psychology. They're doing a research about the benefits of jiu-jitsu itself and people.
Awesome.
Through mental health.
Amazing.
which is depression, anxiety, addiction. There's a lot of teams on this thing here, or the well-being itself. So for the people that are doing that right now, we know this, guys. This is number one is sociological. Number two, the physical benefit, the mental benefit, the spiritual. Yeah, and the spiritual. You want to take the spiritual. Don't think about religion. The spiritual is your connectivity with something that is powerful. Which it can be nature, it can be people, it can be anything. There's no religion. It can be religion itself. It's connectivity with something that's stronger than you,
bigger than
Let's
us.
put it this way. It's bigger than you. It's like you believe in God, or you believe in science, or you believe in destiny, or you believe in nature, whatever you call it. If you think that this is something that is bigger than you, that you don't have power over this, there is spiritual.
Yes.
So all this is connected. For us, it's all connected. And for those guys that never thought about, okay, let's think this way. Where are you going to use jiu-jitsu in a self-defense street scenario? Come on, guys. Even from that,
every day we use jiu-jitsu
right now. It's a reality.
Right.
Liborio, nowadays, just to let you know, nowadays I use jiu-jitsu. When I wake up to get out of the bed, I have to do a roll, I have to do my base, and I have to stand up. If I don't do this, I cannot stand up.
Oh my God, I use jiu-jitsu every day, man. Imagine how many people need jiu-jitsu right now if you're by yourself with your kids and you've never been.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the situation right now. Now there's no schools, there's no daycares. It's not just mommies, it's you now. Now you have to take care of your kids 100%. Yeah. So that's a situation that it requires at least patience. And jiu-jitsu teaches you that, right?
Oh, yeah. True.
We all know that.
True.
So many things about that. So jiu-jitsu is a tool. It's lifestyle and everything else, but it's mainly a tool that it brings people together. But beyond anything else, it heals people. It heals physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, Jamie. Good, I know that. With just two guys there in the leadership, it's impossible not to do it. You have 100% solid guy. Yeah, I know you guys for a long time.
It's funny, Liborio, that
we lost him.
Sorry, guys. I got a phone call.
No problem. It's funny, Liborio, because we've been talking for a long time.
We have a problem with listening right now. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
That's exactly what happened before.
When someone called you.
Hold on for a second, guys.
Yes.
I have to disconnect and connect again. Okay. Right.
No problem. We're gonna be here waiting for you. So let's wait for Liborio, guys. He got a call there, so he dropped it. So he'll be back. Cassandra. Nice to see you here. We've been talking through our group, right? In-home jiu-jitsu group, pretty much every day. Hope your kids are good. They are fine. You guys are training home. Raul as well. Jaime, good to have you guys here. If you have any questions, just send us here so we can read, for him, and we're gonna ask it, and we're gonna put it here live. And after we just finish this live will be on our page as well. If you guys have any questions, okay? Thanks, Roberto. We're gonna send your questions to him pretty soon. He's back with us here.
Me ligaram, desculpa.
Sem problema, no problem. Just to finish, I was here talking that we know each other for many years, but we did other things regarding business, itself, and what really let's say helped me a lot was here, the mindset, how to think about life, how to deal with issues, how to deal with challenges. Not only training, but when I was about to do, a new business, a new project, a new call, a new trip, and something new. So there's always that fear. So I just thought about training hard, about someone harder, me, bigger than me, smash, my face, and have to deal with this. So for my case, you know, Jiu-Jitsu helped me like since I started in 91. So, and I'm still learning, I'm still getting better. So hopefully that is also, you know, helping others here. That's our goal actually here too, you know.
Well, this sport itself teaches so much in terms of discipline and anyway, whatever level you want to get to sports, you're going to teach you a lot. But I got to be honest with you guys, from my own situation, from my own sake, and things that happened in my life, I got to say that one of the main things that I learned in jiu-jitsu, and I went to a different level, right? We all went to a different level of the sport, not just because this is our life, but because we compete in high level. And you compete in high level, there's no way that you're not going to have bad days. It's impossible.
Oh, yes.
You know,
it's more bad than
just
good days, right?
in training at a high level. You know, you're going to get smashed. You're going to tap. You're going to. That's, you know, it doesn't matter what your days will come. Like Marcelo was saying that. It doesn't matter who you are. If you get tired, it's in the highest level, not just to being coach, but training at a high level. I remember this, man. I don't remember anybody, all the high level guys that we know, I did not see crying, getting out of there crying.
Yeah.
Crying. You know, there were so many guys I've seen, guys that you say, man, what is, you know, it put the macho bullshit aside. All those guys, I saw them crying on a match because they're so trimmed into the competition there, and you have to compete in 2 weeks, and your training sucks, and you cutting weight and all this. If your mind is not strong enough, that you know that this is a train doesn't define you. You know, doesn't define you right there. It's okay to lose if you don't lose faith. And that's the most important thing. For me, what I use this, you guys know my situation. I have things in my life that was really, you know, was resilience in terms of keeping the positive. And jiu-jitsu helped me a lot in terms of acceptance. You know, suck it up,
Yeah.
man up, move on, and you just keep
Move
on
forward.
going. It's like you tap it, man. All right, that's
it.
it is.
You're gonna learn
You just
something.
keep going. It's this is going to diminish your strength mentally. There's something wrong with your reality. You know what I'm saying? You can be mad. I'm not saying that you should be like it.
Of course.
You can be mad of it. You can try to do it everything to get better, including understanding that this shit is going to happen. You're going to, especially in the high level, you're going to tap. That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
And many
if you get
times.
tired, you tap. If you train with a guy in the highest level, you're going to tap. And even if it's not, you're not probably pushing yourself as much. Now, life is the same. Tell me somebody. Great example of what we're living right now. Okay. We are in a situation right now that things are going to change. If you don't understand, you have to adapt. If you don't understand that you're going to lose something from this, from all of us, right? We'll survive into an industry that's going to be feeling the pressure right now. But what do we do?
Be transformed. Sure.
That's it. You just don't roll over. You just don't roll over as much as you like it. You can brace, but you just don't roll over and you're just playing dead. No, man, you just move on. You suck it up and you're just gonna move on. And the sport teaches you this. Doesn't matter what's coming in, guys. Whatever anxiety you live in right now, it will pass. It's funny about this because not just for pain or things that are terrible to happen in your life. Life itself has a way to regenerate your feelings, even when it's so terrible. Even the pain is so much, but guess what? It's going to numb one day. It will numb one day. That will happen. I'm not saying that this is 100% of what people should be strived to accept more, even when it's accepting means that you lost it. Well, imagine if you quit every time you tap. Imagine if you have quit every time you competed and not win.
Man, you stay home, right? You stay home. There's nothing to do in life. because we're just losing, every day. We lose something every day, and it's fine.
Liborio, I like to say to my students something very important. The best way to learn is when we lose. When we lose, then you go home and then you start to analyze, well, I'm doing well. Now I'm going to be better. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up better and I'm going to beat this guy that is kicking my ass every day. Come on, I have to do something against him. And that's it. That's the focus, right?
Pushing forward.
Imagine if this guy just keep the mindset to come back the next day. The key of success, guys, is coming back the next day.
Yeah.
That's what, this is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And for people who has that, that a lot of, listen, when you compete itself, right? The biggest fear of people competing in jiu-jitsu, come on, it's not to get hurt. It's to be embarrassing from other people.
Yes.
You're afraid to break the stigma that from other people around to see you, you're being exposed. But mainly also is you expose yourself to yourself. Sometimes you think you are, and something happened, you lost it, you are not. Get away. Guys, understand, shit will happen in life, like what's happening right
every
now.
Day.
And there's precautions of things that you just gotta hang it in there and come back in the next day. That's a reality. That's the recipe for success for anything.
Yes. Sorry, Liborio, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, because it's funny because we are talking about that, and one day, a couple of weeks ago, I was kind of, my face was not the best of the days, and one of the students, she came to me and said, "Hey, Professor, you're looking, what happened today?" I said, "Well, I went to the headquarters today, and someone kicked my ass." What?
Impossible.
No, what?
You think it's impossible, right?
No. There is always someone better than you. And then what happened to you? And I said, look, it was yesterday, and I did not have a good night of sleep. I was complaining myself, and my wife was to me like, "Come on, man, you have been doing this for 30 years, and you still get mad when someone makes you tap or kick your ass." And I said, "Of course, that's what's gonna make me be stronger next day to go there, put my gi, and to try to kick his ass, because that's the process."
But there is one thing: you don't need to be mad to have this mindset. The mindset is not being mad. The mindset is understand that this shit is part of it.
Yeah.
And you don't not gonna let this thing define you.
Yes.
Period.
Just a training, just a fight.
It's okay. People get mad.
Of course.
Some people will be calm. Some people were not gonna like it. For me, I didn't get mad. I was just like, man, come on, man. I know I can do this.
Yes.
It happened to me in my time. Man, I know I can do this. I know I can do this. If you have more focus, you have more training, if you have more in a mindset, you can do this. And I did it. And I just say, it's good. It's that good feeling. I say, but you don't need to. Well, in my opinion, everybody reacts as it is. You don't need to punch the match or scream loud, or all there's part of a character. Right?
Yeah.
I understand it. I've been in situations of frustration like that. But frustration leads to despair, guys. Right? And as much as you understand frustration and understand the process is a process. Understand the process. The process is you're going to tap. The process is you're going to lose.
Yeah.
The process is, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, but if you put one little thing there every day, right? The best thing about jiu-jitsu is start a training the first 3 months, and you're going to get beat up, right? Now go train with the first day of the guy who doesn't know anything. So that 3 month in white belt suddenly is training with the first day white belt. I'm not saying first day, first week after the intro classes. He won't understand. Now now it makes sense.
I was there too. I was there before.
Yeah, exactly. You're still gonna get beat up, but the key is come back.
True.
The key is come back. There's so much positives on this thing.
We have one question from Jaime. what's your opinion on guys like myself that aren't really bothered by winning or losing? You think I'm able to I'm being too complacent with my training? Should I try to be a little more competitive? I find myself showing up, just having fun.
This is the key. What is your goal? You know, what is your goal? It said your goal to be happy. If you're feeling happy, man, that's it.
Winning or losing, that's it.
I said to my kids, I have guys, we have a phenom going on at UCF right now. And Francis know a little bit of this because I told him a long time ago that I was going to do something like that, and that happened. What happened is this.
Amazing.
We started a year and a half ago with 16 kids. We have now 330 kids.
Wow.
or more at the UCF club in 1 year and a half. But there is kids there that just going to hang out with the other kids, man.
Yeah, that's it. The belonging
The
feeling,
only thing they're doing,
being part of something.
yeah. So they're really not concerned about anything. They have some physical, you know, they have some training. Because a great thing about jiu-jitsu is, all right, if you're a white belt and you know how to tap, and you know the little questions on, or the little sequence of the score system, which is a takedown is 2 points, a pass the guard is 3 points, a mount position is 4 points, a take the badge for. Now you know the rules. Now is a game. That's the beauty of this.
You try to score the points.
The first 2 weeks, you know that you come from here to here to here to here, and you score points. And every time that you go to a position, and you know now you're playing a game. If you're not winning a game, it's all right. But physically, you're going to do something. You know, you just got to make sure that everybody is doing something that is healthy, because there's competition mindsets and people there just to win, and you can't mix the high level competitor guy with a guy who doesn't all want to compete because he can get hurt. But for Jane over there, Jaime over there is, Jaime, do what you feel happy about it, because I guarantee you the place like you guys have it, there's great thing about you two. You two are very few people that can fit at all. What that means? Family guys would be accepted, yes. A single guy would be accepted, yes. Kids, yes. Competitors, yes. So you coming from the 3-year-old to the 9-year-old, and in between that, the competitors. And you know what I'm saying? So it's very few people can do that. Very few people can do that. What I'm trying to say to Jaime is, Jaime, I give an example. For me, and Marcelo knows that, we train in an environment that, Francis too, we train in an environment that there was porrada every day. It was, I used to say that you compare this to a bag of beans. You throw some beans in your hand and you shake the hands, and the beans that stay over here are the champions, you know, because there's so many guys and so many high level guys, and you go through that selective process of the pressure in it.
Like a Darwin process, right?
Yeah, which is pretty common in Japan and Brazil, is porrada, train hard. And
hardcore training.
At one point for me, it was like, to go back and training at that level, for me, the goal was always to stick a target on it. But I have to find, at my age, with 50-something years old, all beat up with a lot of problems in things that I have done it that should have done it better. You know, back problems and knee problems and things like I have done it better. Should have done better. Should have trained smarter. And with that, I have to find a way to be on the mats. I have to find a way to keep on going. I have to find a reason to be there. My reason is not competition, man. My reason can win it, but for me, it's not. Tell me if I can't train with anybody anymore in any level right now that I'm in the risk to try to get hurt, or there's no winning for me. For me right now is the pleasure of being there because of the social, because I feel like I can help people. For my kids there at UCF, man, I know that I can help them. I love them so much. They gave me so much reason of being there you know, and getting out of the house and it really, really go to a place that I love it. The environment, the culture that I enjoy it so much, man. It's so my reason is it's not winning. My reason for Hyman right now is my reason is the same as yours, Hyman. My reason is to be happy. I use this as a mental therapy.
The therapy, right?
Yeah. Liborio, I have a good question for you.
Yeah.
So if you have to put like 2 or 3 names in the back of Carson Gracie team that we used to train a lot, what are the 3 names that you can list for me that was the toughest one that you faced inside the academy by
Oh
that
my
time?
God.
Yeah, it's a hard question. Too many, but just 3.
So, well, there was one guy who stand out right away. I think Arona is one of those guys there. That was like Arona and Paulo Filho were amazing, man. So much of everything: technique, pressure, mental strain, dedication, all these things here. But they're younger. You know, that's something that you can. If you compare 7 years, 8 years, and one type of generation, that's you can't do the same. But those guys are really standouts. And my time, I think one of the first guys that went on my best trainers was Amaury Bittet. Yep.
Yeah.
Murilo Bustamante, which is another one that
Murilo is incredible. How good his strategy he used to be when he was a fighter, right? The way that he is incredible.
Murilo is a surgeon, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Murilo
is not a Rona, you know.
No precision, right?
With that bust of explosion or the strain, but he was a surgeon. He's doing this. He's going to get you.
Yeah.
Because he's good at, you know, it's that high level.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And besides that, there's so many guys there. One guy who stand out that people don't talk about is Marcel Estrada. How amazing it was.
Yeah.
How amazing was Marcel. Marcel was a career guy, but how good was that guy? He never lost.
No, yes. Know? He never lost.
He never lost. That's one of those things that
Liborio, I forgot.
IBJJF. But guys like this will be multiple times IBJJF world champions.
Oh, for sure. People don't.
We're really when IBJJF was actually launched. I was 29 years old.
Yeah.
The first world championships, I was 29.
Yes.
You know, there was not much competition after that. You know, you're almost a senior wanted to go, but even before that, there's guys who were living that. You know, that life that they were in the right time, they will be multiple times world champion.
Cássio Cardoso was a great fighter too. Huh? Remember him?
He was very good.
Yeah, he was very good too.
I didn't train with him much.
Oh yeah.
He was really the generation before mine.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I was there, we actually started training hard, and my generation started coming in. Cássio's generation started stepping out. You know, as the time was Pinduca and Peixotinho and all those guys were stepping out, and Cássio, but they were standouts, man.
Remember, now my mind is kind of I forgot some name, but there was one guy that used to train with. I used to admire him a lot. He was from your generation, maybe. He used to have a mount position that no one was able to escape in Cássio. Remember him? Remember his name? Oh, Jucá, of course, Jucá. Jucá was a monster, man. I remember him. Yeah, it's incredible because I talked to some friends and said, man, you never saw a good mount position.
Incredible, Marcelo, incredible. But today, this is reference for Carlson Gracie.
Where's this guy? We can learn from him.
Where's Jucá now?
God, that guy was amazing.
Yeah.
De La Riva also. Come on, we gotta talk about that.
De La Riva, he's an incredible person, right? So nice.
De La Riva was amazing, man. I trained De La Riva so much, you know, so much. Let's talk about the person of those guys are, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Only nice people for sure.
Good people, man.
That's what we keep here also talking is that, man, you know, I mean, you don't have to be tough. You don't have to, you know, walk tough or act tough. You just, you know, have to come, enjoy, you know, be happy, learn, and that's it. There's no. I think we have another question here from Juan.
Oh, that's a good question.
Juan.
Juan Arellano. Gentlemen, as an older practitioner, 56 years young, I started my journey in BJJ late in life. What type of advice would you give someone like me who wants his way of life, but at times finds it difficult physically and mentally?
Yeah. Well, physically, there's a time for a heal up. I mean, you really have to take care of yourself. One thing that I regret big time, guys, that I would advise anybody right now is one thing. Number one is conditioning. It's something that I have done it. At my time, it was really not in place. Conditioning, it's something that came up after
90s, maybe?
Yeah, it was something more for the MMA generation.
Yeah, MMA.
Popping out of BJJ to go to MMA because it was more,
professionally, right? You mean?
Huh?
You mean like weights and running and doctors around, around professionally?
Yeah.
More high level, Olympic level, let's say.
Understanding of the physiology and how to improve, and so there is a physical part of that you have to respect that. So conditioning helps you a lot.
True.
It will help you in the jiu-jitsu. It may be that when you're going to suck on everything. You're going to suck on your jiu-jitsu. You're going to suck on the conditioning. But if you just keep on going,
and the mindset comes again, right?
Everything, the mind and the body adapts, and suddenly you are unbelievably better. Now, the key is not to quit. The key on everything, go back again, the physical aspect you think is hard, and it is hard. Juanito, I suggest you to think, because I know Juan. Juan is a good friend, and I love his family. Just think about the best example you can give to your kids, especially your son. So if you don't want your son to quit, don't quit.
Don't quit. That's
what I'm saying? Don't be one of those guys that can say a
Quitters.
bunch and do nothing. It's if I don't want my kid not to drink, well, I'm not going to drink, or things like that. That's so hard, right? It's so hard to do it, but it is what it is. The best example, back again, guys. One of the best things that I learned in martial arts in general is to lose and not really lose faith. Just keep going. I'm not saying that accepting. Marcelo, me too. I don't like to lose, man. I have that thing in my heart. I'm winning. I wanted to win. I wanted to win. Nobody. This champions are like this. Champions are like made like this. You know? And you don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. I don't like to lose. But I accept this as a part of the process.
Yes, that's it.
If you don't see the big picture on anything, you're just going to be pissed and you're going to quit because you think you deserve. What make you think you deserve to win? What make you think you're not going to lose? What make you think of why you're so special?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things there. And make peace with yourself. Look in the mirror.
That's a good one.
What makes you think you're so special? That's it.
You are not the only person in the world. That's it.
You're the prettiest one, the best one. So you wanna win. Every time you're gonna be winning something. It's crazy.
You see that the major. Who is that? Oh, Shane. That's Zeno. Hey, what I was gonna say is the biggest filter on the Navy SEALs when they actually started selecting the Navy SEALs candidates is it's not the strongest, it's not the fastest, it's not the guys that are really actually super athletes. It's that guy who can suck it up. That guy who will go to the limit of limited break and
break the mind and then go back again.
You understand the flip. You understand the flip. And for those that also that go to military, you talk about you have a drill sergeant that one of the most important things for him is to try to make you quit. And you just can't. You have to understand the process, man. As bad as it is, as terrible as it is, you understand the process. It doesn't mean that it's nice, doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's not going to hurt. Hurts like hell to lose, hurt like hell to be afraid and anxious. All this, the only thing if you know you're coming back in the next day, doesn't matter what, that's it.
True.
You know? That's it.
And
Suck it up.
Liborio, I just wanna ask you, because it's always good to listen from someone that had the chance to be like a lot of many years close to the person that pretty much did everything for me and much more for you. Can you give us like just for a couple words, very fast, what Carson Gracie means for you?
That's a very good one.
Carson Gracie was a mentor, man. Carson Gracie is the guy who. Carson Gracie was the Robin Hood of Jiu-Jitsu. He's a guy who took from the elite and gave it to the poor, and then gave it to people that couldn't afford. And he just expanded the arms of, opened the arms and showed to a lot of people that this art can be used for a much bigger tool than just the sport itself. He was human. It means that he made so many mistakes, mistakes that you learn from. But the unconditional love for the sport, man, that's true. It is what it is, Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody, all of us, we do. It's part of the process too. I don't think that you're really actually immune to that. But Carson Gracie was special. It's not for nothing that this guy is the only one who has a statue in Rio de Janeiro, the cradle.
That's amazing.
It is, right?
It's unbelievable.
And for me, he is the Robin Hood of Jiu-Jitsu. That's the guy who brought this to the masses, to be honest.
Good. That good. So you simplified in just for a couple seconds what Carson Gracie really means for everyone. That everyone has to understand what Carson Gracie means for Jiu-Jitsu. Sometimes we forget about this, but it's important to be always putting this in our minds, right?
Great leader, great coach, right example.
Yeah,
amazing.
He made so many champions, guys. But he made champions is one thing, right? You can make champions, man. Champions is there is a recipe of champions made, which is combine people that really want to dedicate their lives on it with high level quality techniques, with masses, right? With people that you should have a great grassroots program that everybody's concentrating, go to that place, and you have all this people that are really incentive to be the best. You can create that, and you see that money sometimes brought in opportunities like that when you have investment in the right places, in the masses, and the big picture. There is a project around. But for mentorship, no. I mean, for you to really actually, inspire somebody that your life is going to be defined as it is. Like for me, man, I went to school. I work in a bank. You guys know this. I work in a bank. I went to school. But I am defined as a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
That's it. This is who I am. It's not business administration. It's not manager in a bank. It's not companies that make money. It was a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
And for you to inspire somebody as it is right now, you too. Come on, guys. You came to America and you could be basically anything.
Yes.
Both of you guys with education and speaking English, and you can definitely find a job and be guaranteed someplace else there. But for some reason, this thing inspired you to a point that you decide to do this as the bread, the feeder for your families.
It's stronger than us. It's stronger than us, right?
Yeah.
Let me say this, everybody.
And as much as you can, believe me, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck because you think the possibilities that you could have done it and the millions of dollars you could get made in a different industry.
Yeah.
But come on, man. This is who we are. You're always gonna have this. You're always gonna be coming back at this. It doesn't mean that you're not gonna make money in other places. It doesn't mean that you're gonna have other projects. but you're always going to come back to the safe sport that defines you, right? And this is who we are. We three, we know that this is where we are. I mean,
Agree.
this is the place that you want to be when you're retired, right?
Yes.
That's it.
That's it. And it's kind of deeper too, right? But it's kind of, I think I've been thinking about this well a lot. I think it's not only a matter of a job. You know, you go to a bank and you work. You go to another business and you work. Here it's just part, you know, of us. We're doing this like 24/7. Not only like when we are wearing gis and training and sweating. We're talking about jiu-jitsu and that. No, we're talking about we're thinking about jiu-jitsu
Okay.
every time, every day, all day long, because we want to be here not only
Francis and Marcel,
fighting
for
against.
you guys, this, right now is this. Come on, guys. Look, I know the struggles, as you do know, to own a school. I know the struggles to get students to make money, to make means. I know how it is, and how, you know, how tiresome it can be for you to actually work repeatedly in teaching classes and be patient as a client. And now that's the time. Right now is the time to reflect of how happy you are with your life. Things that happen right now, you never ever thought it would happen in your life.
Never. Yeah.
Never.
100%
And
right.
something you think, you find yourself thinking about life, death, you're thinking about future insecurities and everything else. And as much as I reflect on things, one thing I know from my reflections on this period of quarantine or anyone now is, number one is I love my family, man. I
Yep.
love my family.
Same.
I love my family. I do so many things for them. I love them so much.
Everything,
And I'm
right?
so happy for
For the
this.
family.
Now, number
Everything.
two is I love the sport and I love to help people. It's something that if I was a multimillionaire, could I choose right now to do? I would not be worried about money, but I would be teaching at least at UCF as I'm doing right now to the kids, because I see the benefits that's happening. I see the transformation. I see the culture that we created. I see the environment. That's much more than sports. That's it's a very small part of it. It's just how this is reacting on you and your happiness, your level of happiness and well-being. The well-being. That's the word. Let's use the word well-being. It has to be a whole. And man, this reflection was awesome to me, because if there's something happened tomorrow, I know that I did something that I love it.
True.
Yeah.
And how
To
many
help people, right?
you know, how many people are prepared for that? Because a lot of people did it so they can gather the money, so
Yes.
they
Yeah.
they have the
It's a
chance
trade.
to go.
Yeah. They're
Right?
trading something.
And we did it because, okay, it's an opportunity. Oh, there's a financial side. Yes, there is. There's a lot of branches of this, but we know that we love this thing. You know, we know that we love the sport. You know, we may not like how much we make in a month, but we know that if something happened tomorrow, we did what we love it, man. And what better suggestion to go to your kids
Yeah.
and tell them to try to do what they love. You know what I'm saying?
The example, right?
It's hard.
The good
It's
example.
not easy.
Yep.
But at this point right now, I reflecting what it is, man. I'm happy.
I
You know,
agree.
I may not be happy about money, how much money you have in a bank account and things like that, but come on, man. We do what we love.
Overall, everything's
Many
perfect.
people can do this, man.
Yes.
Cachorro não tem
Não.
gaveta. Como é que fala isso em inglês, né?
Ah, não sei.
Como é que se fala cachorro não tem gaveta? Silvana,
Hã?
caixão não tem gaveta. É para levar o dinheiro. Não é isso?
É.
People like that.
Logicamente, a gente tem que pensar também, cara. Of course, we got to think. Come on, we got to think as a common sense. Common sense is you need money to live. You need to be rewarded. You should provide your kids with choices and quality. It's not bad, man. It's all this is good. All of this is good. Make money is good. It's not a bad thing, especially if you can help people and you've been, be providing quality to your family. Now, which is not a problem at all. And people have to understand that. You can't, it's not free. It's not free. Now, you have to understand that how happy you are doing what you're doing. That's the key.
Correct.
For me, reflecting on all this and this quarantine time, is a big time of reflection, guys. Come on, everybody's thinking on things that you never thought before.
Yeah.
Never thought before. You're going to be washing your hands, or you're doing, do all this whole thing's here because you're so afraid of an invisible enemy that you has right there.
Yes.
It's scary in all the parts, but
you can choke it.
Reflect about what you're doing. You know, I have a situation, and Francis may know this. I had a situation in a bank that was working at the bank, and it got into an option there that I have to choose. I have to choose in between.
I remember that.
Bank, remember this? Between
yes.
the bank, or you have to, I was making good money. I was a manager in a bank, and I knew it. I was capable to rise a little bit more, but I would never be Liborio. I would never be myself. I would never be. I would never be great on anything in the bank because I had no love for it. And even my love for money, it wasn't enough to make me feel like I should, I should have struck into that. So at one point there, it was one of the most biggest, stress, anxiety, depression over everything at the same time. And I have to make a choice. And a friend of mine said, why you're so afraid? And you everything in your life, from relationships to family to work, even working in a bank that you don't like that much, you still got a position as a manager. Why are you afraid to get out of the bank? Why you think you're going to be so unsuccessful? And that was epiphany for me. It was like, man, you were right. And one of the hardest decisions for me was like, okay, I'm quitting working in the Bank of Brazil. And we all know Bank of Brazil is a forever job. We're retired right now.
Yes.
And
there forever.
And I called my parents. My father was a superintendent in the bank and say, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. It's not for me. I really decided to do this, and I'm taking a gamble on that. And that was a big lift.
Big step
on myself. But I knew at number one what I did not want. I may not know what I wanted, but I knew what I did not want. I just start from that. What I don't want.
Correct.
I knew it that
the negative part.
I could not work in a 9-to-5 desk where I was getting there.
Sometimes more, right? 9 to 9.
Yeah, 9 to 9.
Weekend.
Right. It was 9 to 9.
Yeah.
It was 12 hours for me, and I was hard working. And it's not for me. I knew it.
Yeah.
So,
Liborio, we're here for more than 50 minutes. An amazing time, precious time. I wanna just finish this with a nice quote that you might have from your lifetime as a athlete and also coaching. So if you can tell us like something, we're gonna be very grateful for it. Any quote that you have there?
I see the quote that I truly believe it is: for you to progress in anything, you have to be honest and frank to learn from everybody. You learn from everybody in everything, right? When everything is like, we got to learn from the situation, man. What's happening to us right now, it's something that we have to learn from it. For people not to live this right now, and there was data and recording that we have to find out the reason why and how to not get there again. For anything that you do, it from the sport to life, you have to be you got to have very good honesty to self-analyze the situation and find out where you could do better.
Yes.
Where you could do better. Put your ego aside and learn it. Learn it from people. Don't think that people has always a lesson to teach you. There is always a lesson to learn. I'm not talking about no sense. I'm not talking about crazy. And I'm not talking about even if you want to learn itself and secret, but open yourself, open your mind of possibilities and learning and progress and evolve and you know, kashkora. You know what I'm saying? Just get better, man. Suck it up, move on, and live the next day. Just for everything that life is going to throw your way, hurting or not, you know. And I use this. I'm not just saying that. I use this.
Yep.
I truly use this. There's things there that I can't control. That's just all right. Let's be honest. I can't do that. And, you know, it's not in my hands right now. Let's move on and just and you feel better. You feel better. You feel better
Less
when you
pressure,
find out
right?
what
Go with the flow
what
and
you could do better. Yeah, what you could do better. What you could change. If you cannot change anything, all right. That's the force of nature that I was talking about. That's the force of the power. The higher power is there. Even that, you have to be honest enough to believe that you are not in control 100%. There is a higher power. That's this virus to show us that, man.
Yeah.
You know, and live on. Let's be strong enough. And come on, guys, be kind. Help each other. There's nothing you can take it to the grave that's not going to help other people also. You know, this the biggest satisfactions to humanity is when you actually can help others. In my opinion, you know. So that's good. Let's keep on living, guys. Let's keep to tell the story. You know, all this will pass, right? It will survive.
That's it.
I appreciate you for your time, Liborio, knowledge, you know, experience, like, you know, everything. You're a really nice guy, you know, amazing person. You know this thing. I told you this, you know, many times before.
Because we're friends. We're all friends. We all are from the same. You know, we're all from the same cut, the same shape.
Correct.
I appreciate you guys here so much.
For me,
Right?
Liborio, just to finish here my part, man, no words to describe what I feel for you. You know, even not being so close for the past few years, but you had to. I had to tell you once again that you are part of everything here. A lot of things that I learned with you, getting smashed and you know everything, man. You know, for me, you. I always keep, and every time that someone
That's true.
comes from me, Francis knows that
Every time.
every student that comes from me and said, Professor, who is the toughest guy that you have ever faced inside the mat? And I said, man, there is a guy called Ricardo Liborio that you cannot imagine what is
It's always funny, always happy, always nice, but it's time to train.
the scissor sweep, that simple scissor sweep with the armbar. That's the way that he shows everyone that you have to do it.
It's so old school, huh?
Basic always work, right?
It's gonna come back again. Listen, you two, you just keep doing this. You guys are so lovely. You inspire so many people, man. We love to have people around like you, and people wants to be around you. That's the reason why the sport is never going to disappear. You know, we're going to pass through hard times. Things are going to come, and things are going to go. This is going to be in general, you know.
Yep.
But the preciousness of the sport, because it gather people like you guys and people that are listening to it right now. It's not. There's no value on it. I mean, there's no price tag on it. It's priceless. It is priceless. There is no price tag on to build up and be around people like you guys here. I'm not just saying that. You know, you both know, you know how much I care about you guys. You know that. It's true.
From here,
and I'm gonna get you guys here to Orlando to visit UCF when the time comes.
We will for sure.
Guys, to you and your family, be healthy, be safe. All right, and let's stick to live the next day. All right.
You too, Liborio.
Take care,
Thank you,
my friend.
Love you, my friend. Bye-bye.
Bye.